Okay, hello, welcome back to Reaper's Candle. I know it's been like about a week and a half, I think. I had gotten some urges. I did remember to do your reading. It's not like I forgot to do the weekly reading, but it's just that my own emotional states and spiritual states were a little bit muddled. So I was just trying to get them rebalanced, and today they were good. So good enough, like they were brighter today, and I could actually feel my chakra points and see them. So that's why I decided to do the tarot reading, and it had been like almost a week and a half, so I wanted to do something. So today I'm just going to keep it light. I'm not going to go too much into detail about any serious topics, but maybe just talk about your current creative project or whatever project you're working on. How's it going so far? What's the current situation looking like? What could be your like expected results? And by no means that's like future telling. It's just based on your current path. How can you expect things to turn out about the project? Yeah, and then maybe some advice to continue how you're going or change up what you're doing or get like better results. Yeah, so we'll do that. So these are your piles. It's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So I'm just going to give you a moment to take a deep breath, meditate, rebalance your chakras, whatever you need to do, and pick a pile. Okay, so we are going to start over here with pile 1. Okay, so pile 1, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to take a look at the back of your card first, just based on the general shuffle that I was doing to kind of tune the cards into your energy. Okay, so you've got the Chariot in the back, and basically what I'm getting off of this energy is that you guys are very calm and focused people. You guys move very fast, so you guys might have like a lot of energy, and once you see the step to take, you guys take it very fast, and you're very in tune with your instinct and the way that nature works. So it's very easy for you guys to see how to take those steps. So that's why it becomes very fast for you to take those steps as well. Mashallah, alhamdulillah, barakallah fi. Yeah, so you guys are always like ready to strike when the oil is hot, and I can see that with his hand like ready to grab the sword. Even though he's kind of like sleeping in this calm moment. Plus also even like the Chariot has a very like floaty feel about it, like it's traveling through the clouds rather than on the ground or anything like that. And then with the cats, of course, cats are very calm creatures and very they're very much symbolized about magic and have a connection to that side of things, about like the universe's energy and the patterns and all of that stuff. So there's obviously that symbolism as well. Okay, let's get into your reading. Okay, so pile 1, I asked about what project you guys are working on currently. And this is the card that came out, the 5 of Wands in reverse. So it seems like whatever project this is, it feels like it's something to do with your own emotional healing and growth. Yeah, and it feels very secretive with the undercard energy coming out with this collection of 8 of Swords. So it feels like you guys are going through your emotions and kind of understanding who you are, how to become a more healthier person in terms of like your emotions, your spirituality, your physical, maybe your physicality, but it's mostly like internal health. So your mental wellness as well. And the way that you think on a daily basis. It's giving me a glow up, but in terms of your personality and your character. There's a lot of self-reflection going on, and Yeah, it's a lot of alone and me time going on right now as well. But you guys seem like a very bubbly character, so to the outside, maybe people might not expect that you guys are going through this. But I really feel like you might be sharing that you are, developing yourself with your friends and your family, and they're like pretty open and like not interested like you are, but there's definitely an interest to see you grow and become more happy and positive and healthy. Yeah. And it's not to say that you weren't like positive or healthy before, but just now you're becoming more like balanced, positive, healthy, rather than just kind of letting things go with the flow and develop. It's more of like now you're taking things into your own hands, kind of like over here. And you are sort of coming into this reflective, introspective period. Okay, so now asking about the status of the project. So it seems like this, whatever this project is, it has something to do with your friends right now. And it might be that you're either becoming closer to a specific friend and using their support through this time to help yourself understand yourself better. But it could also be that you are perhaps breaking it off with a very close friend because they are no longer like, I don't want to say that they're no longer of use to you, but it's like they're kind of stuck in their place and they don't want to move forward, but that's also kind of holding you back. This could also be a very toxic friend, someone who had done something wrong to you or hurt you in some way, even if it was like a tiny way. I can sense some sort of like betrayal or like a trust issue here. And it could be a very light-hearted matter. It doesn't seem that serious, but there are some elements of seriousness coming up, like, I don't know, trying to chat up to someone that you're interested in or someone that you were dating and trying to flirt with them or something like that, or they did end up hooking up with someone like your boyfriend or someone that you had a crush and you were interested in and they knew about it. There is elements of those showing up too. So there might be a few different types of people in this pile. Yeah, so those are like the 4 or 5 options that I'm seeing. Okay. And then moving on to the actual reading status. So I'm going to read these as past, present, and future. So, but like with the current situation, if that makes sense. Like it's not future and like the distant future, it's like present future. So in the past, or like in the current past, I would say you guys might have gone through like a bit of a dark period. Again, that idea of like being shocked by someone's way of thinking or like what they did, that like really woke you up and you were like confused. And I don't think there were any doubts because it all happened in front of you, so there's like clear witness evidence on your side. But and I think because you're so in tune with like nature and instinct, you've got a very good gut feeling about certain things, and it's usually right. So yeah, but you did watch this whole thing unfold in front of you. And at that moment, they might have been like trying to, dissuade you that, oh no, that's not what's happening and all that stuff. Like you're just misunderstanding. It's just lighthearted joking or whatever. But in actuality, it was like something serious. And they were trying to be manipulative and toxic. And when the truth actually came to light and you had like hard conclusive evidence of this person basically jumping your boyfriend or your person that you were interested in. And that's when you were like a little bit taken back, like, okay, this is a reality now. Like, I know I've been thinking about this for a long time and I've been seeing the signs and everything, but I didn't want to believe it, but now I have to believe it. So it's not like it's unexpected for you, but you are definitely distraught because you were hoping the whole time that it wasn't true. But it turns out to be true, so you get like a little bit of a shock and you're just like, okay, let me take a moment to calm down. And then with your current situation right now, yeah, so you definitely made like a decision about whoever this person is that did this to you, to just like, it seems like a very decisive action to cut those people out of your life, like immediately. And then you go into this mode of like thinking and going through the emotions and actions of, did you do something wrong? Or was it really their fault? And you go through it and you're reflecting on it, and there might be moments where you think like, okay, well, I should have stopped them at that moment, and you may turn like the blame onto yourself, thinking a little bit like it's your fault, you didn't take control of the situation, or you didn't stop it early on enough. Or you may think like, you may feel guilty for feeling the way that you do, because it might have just been like a crush or someone that you were interested in but not actually dating, and they ended up taking the step and you didn't. So you're kind of like in this stuck, paralyzed state of what's right, what's wrong. And then eventually you get through that motion and all the emotions, and you will get to the Six of Wands, which is like more peaceful reflection about, okay, so this is what happened, this is what I did, this is what they did, and now how do we move forward from this? So that's like your current situation going on right now. You made an action, you reflected upon your own actions, their actions. You might have been a little bit confused about whose emotions were in the right and in the wrong, and you might have felt like some guilty emotions for not taking action or taking control of the situation or handling it when you realized. But now you're like a lot more calmer, and you're just going through each step calmly and reflectively, and you're almost like appreciating or happy that it didn't go the way that it did, because A, it showed you the true colors of your friend, and B, it basically showed you that that guy or that person wasn't meant to be for you. And then this is like your present future, so like your future, but like very recent, like on this situation. So you've got the Eight of Wands and you've got the Nine of Swords. So again, there is a lot of thinking going on, and there is good thinking going on, and then there's also like anxious or worrisome thinking going on. So you might be having like some nightmares or some sort of like flashback moments. I feel like it's more leaning towards nightmares, because this is again like an emotional thing to deal with. So you might be bouncing back between like positive thoughts and negative thoughts. And this is happening mostly in the subconscious when you're sleeping, when you're not aware of it. And it can be kind of causing anxious or worry about even like the future of relationships. Like, will they work out, and how will I like bounce back from this? And I lost my friend and whatever, right? So there is like this little underlying fear of how things are going to work out and how you're going to get through this. But there's also this strong element of staying positive and thinking the things through and going through the motions of getting better and getting out of this situation and reflecting to the point of processing your emotions and then letting them go. So there might be like even like a bit of a back and forth period, like you think about it during the day and you let things go, and then as like a final completion you might have like nightmares or anxious nights, to kind of fulfill that cycle of processing. Excuse me. Okay, so now let's just see like your advice on how to deal with the situation. Should you continue dealing with it the way that you're dealing with it, or should you change it? Okay, so this is the advice section for your reading. So overall, you need to embody like a magician sort of energy. Over here you can see that the magician is making up his own potions and playing around and experimenting a lot, and it's creating like a lot of fizz and bang in his lab and smoke and all this glitter and stars and everything like that. So the advice, overall energy that I'm getting for you is, one, keep yourself busy with the things that you're interested in, and two, I'm also getting the energy that everything is in your hands and how you deal with it and how you perceive it, and then how you manage it, in the sense of like, how do you take control of the situation and turn it around into your favor? Okay. Alright, so we'll start off at the top. Well, you've got all of these, so let me show you these. I really like the cards that you got, by the way, because there's a lot of like, first of all, you can see there's like a lot of doubleness to the cards, plus there's also like this element of water or going with the flow type of and you've got wands right underneath each other. You've got 2 and 2 reflecting back to each other. You've got the couple, and then you've got the solo person, and then you've got like the cups, which is emotions, and then she's pouring out water, which is also emotions. And this is kind of to do more with like your independent emotions, is more of like your friendship emotions. So your advice would be to let things go with the flow of things, okay? So with the star, that's what I'm seeing, to let things go with the flow and not dwell too much about what has happened, what hasn't happened, and definitely take care of your body. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing these almost as like milk and magnesia flowers, and it's basically saying to take care of your body, take care of your health, love yourself, and be gentle towards yourself. And that could be playing on the emotions of guilt that you were feeling before, or like currently, basically, that it might be your fault, that you didn't take control of the situation, whatever. But you just need to let it go and accept what has happened, and also accept that it wasn't your fault. You need to treat yourself with more gentility. And then with the lovers, I'm seeing again, like, buy yourself some flowers, buy yourself some roses, spruce up the area that you live in. Sleep if you need to, like take naps, rest a lot. Maybe go on a traveling journey or something like that for a week. And then over here is, with the 2 of Cups, it's basically saying like to refrain from your friends for a little while. And the reason for that might be because it might bring up like old memories, or because like your friend group is so close to your other friend that it might feel a little bit awkward right now. So just like refrain from meeting in like big groups. You can meet one-to-one, and with the friends that are actually like on your side of the whole situation and are not acting weird about the situation, like they're calm and they're just trying to comfort you and make sure and check in with you that you're okay. But yeah, stick more with like your family, spend time with your family, spend time with yourself. Friends, keep it to like a minimum. If they want to reach out, then hang out like at a coffee shop or something like that. But if not, then you should not be taking the initiative to kind of hang out with your friends right now, because that might trigger some memories, or like it might bring up that old friend connection again, and then that's gonna shoot you back into your emotional hole before you have learned to be gentle towards yourself and build up your confidence again. And then with the hangman, yeah, it's again like just relax. Do the things that kind of make you happy, like even if it's just like drawing, even if you suck at drawing or painting, just do it if you feel like doing it. It's really saying to just go with the flow of how things are feeling and keep things light and positive and gentle and loving. And then with the Nine of Wands, it is saying to protect your thoughts and to kind of keep them to yourself for now. You can definitely share like a little bit with your family and stuff like that. Like that's not a big deal. I'm seeing definitely like a sister that you have that you might share a lot of this stuff with. And they might be like your twin or someone like 1 year younger or like 4 or 5 years younger. Yeah, so you can definitely share the situation with them, like how you're dealing with it, how you're processing the emotions, what you did on a daily basis, normal things like that, keeping it, again, light. But yeah, don't overshare your emotional thoughts with other people, even if it's your friends. Like, I know this is difficult to say or to do, but that's the vibe that I'm getting, is like you can share your thoughts, but don't go too much into detail about how dark they are or what you're thinking exactly and how you're dealing with it exactly. Just generally summarize it for them and let them see that you're doing okay. With your sister, you can talk more into detail about how you're dealing with it, what your current thoughts are, and everything like that, because that will actually help you process through the emotions. But with people outside of your family, I would suggest not doing that right now, because I think also because of that connection to your friend, that information might be being passed on, you might be made fun of or something like that, or it might make you insecure later on. And then finally with the Two of Swords, you do need to keep up your boundaries and you need to guard yourself again. And especially like during the nighttime, I think you need to keep strong and not let the anxieties or the worries overcome you with grief or let you derail your processing. Okay? So basically it's a very romantic advice, is that treat yourself with love. Like take yourself out on dates, treat yourself with care, love yourself, have baths, buy flowers for yourself, share your thoughts with your sister, and like create that familial connection, and make more of like really retreat your energy into your home and your comfort zone for a little while to process your emotions. And then once you have built yourself back up and become confident again, then you can continue on and start to branch out to your friends and like your good friends and all that stuff. Okay, thank you, Pile 1, for coming to my channel, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the reading. If you did, please either like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, or do nothing, whatever you feel comfortable with. And yeah, I'll see you on the next reading. Thank you, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye. To pile 2, welcome to your reading, and just like for pile 1, we are taking a look at your shuffling character energy first. So this is the back of the card, back of the deck, basically from when I was shuffling to tune into your energy, and we got the Justice card. So number 1, I'm seeing that a lot of younger people or juniors, maybe even some seniors, look up to you a lot. And you're very firm in your opinion and your personality and your character. Very strong and bold and foundationalized. But I am seeing that you are also very gentle and fair. So that's why a lot of people look up to you for guidance or on how to make decisions and things like that. You might be a lawyer. But I'm basically seeing someone in a more a business suit, like a paralegal. So you might be a lawyer, you might be someone who works in the office, as the office worker. Maybe you're an assistant to the executive or something like that, which is why you have this high ranking status, but also this level of understanding based guidance that you can offer to people. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at your reading about your current situation in terms of what project you're working on right now, and then what's the current situation going on, and then advice. Okay, so pile 2, the project that you guys are working on currently, I'm going to start over here. Right off the bat, I can see it's something that is a lot of connection to a lot of money. So either you guys are working on a very big project, like a client project at work, or, and that's what I'm seeing mostly, or it's some sort of personal project, like a hobby project or something like that you would like to pursue as a career, and you guys are learning to set it up. Or at the very least getting into the growth stage of it, so that you are starting to make a lot more money now. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like you have the money right now. It seems like it's going to come in very soon. So either a big company project that you guys are expecting to get the contract on, and you guys are doing the research and continuing to work on it right now, or some sort of personal hobby project that you would like to pursue as a career in the future, and you're entering into the growth stage where it's going to allow you to basically have that as a source of wealth and income soon. With the Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords, yeah, it's definitely that element again of dreams or something that you guys are working on. It's got nothing to do with your emotions, and it's very much to do with taking physical action. So it's all about the things that you are doing currently right now. To build up that effort to make it turn out properly later on. I think this might actually be showing the two different aspects. This one is showing me more of working on the personal project and your own personal dreams and how to build a business from that. Whereas this one is showing me more about that the contract itself isn't in your hands, but there's definitely an outside partner that your company is considering basically having a partnership with and having a deal with. So in this situation, you can't really put in that much work in terms of making it happen, but whatever work you are doing, you are working like a horse to do research and make sure that the entire plan and everything is detailed and budgeted and properly analyzed. Whereas over here, it's more of you're working on your confidence to make your dreams come true. And this is where you're actually taking action to make things happen. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and then the Chariot. So again, it is this idea that this project is going to come to fruition very soon, with the Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse and the Chariot coming out right next to it. And then with the Knight of Pentacles, it's an offering. So for those of you who are working on like a personal project to make into a career, this might be like a brand sponsorship or some sort of marketing connection or something like that. It seems like you guys are approaching someone else with a proposal of linking up, either through social media or whatever it is, to make your business get launched forward furthermore. And with the project, with the company project, this is again like building up a proposal to offer to this person that's going to come in to see it. Yeah, and it's all happening very soon. It's just a matter of time, with the Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse and Chariot. And then with the overall energy being Ace of Swords, again, it is that element of making a decision, sticking with it, and then following through. Okay, so this is your reading for what's like the current situation going on with your project. So first of all, we've got Five of Cups over here. Okay, so there might be some sort of emotions that were spilled over this project. Now, if we're talking about the company project, it might be that there were some obstacles or some challenges that you had to move through, and it disappointed you each time because either maybe it was a personnel disappointment that, oh, I thought they would support this project, but they're not, so, or maybe they're trying to like stop the project or not really putting trust into the project or something like that. Or I can also see that there might have been moments where you didn't think the project was viable or feasible, and it wouldn't be something that A, your company would go for, and B, the other company would go for. So there was a lot of like sort of worry or tension over that. For the personal projects turning into a career, this is basically telling me that you guys had worried a lot about whether your hobby will be able to turn into a career, whether your business will be able to get launched, and how you should kind of go about doing that. So that might have worried you a lot about that. And then we've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the King of Pentacles, the World in reverse, and then the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So there is a lot of Pentacles. So again, it's to do with finances, and it's again to do with career and the wealth. So your current situation right now is that you have probably invested a lot into this project that you are working on. And with the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles coming out in reverse on either side, and they're kind of like matching cards because it's a double, right? I am definitely seeing that you're gonna be able to grow your investment, first of all, but you're actually currently growing it right now. But with the King of Pentacles coming out, it's a matter of holding on to your investment and continuing to be patient and to go through with the steps that you need to take. With the World coming out in reverse, it does have a sense of not listening to others and being confident that your project will work out, whether it's the company project or the personal project. But you need to have confidence that it will work out and keep on working towards it. You may have started off with like a small investment, and it might have been like your pet project or something like that, but now it's growing further into something bigger. And it will be something that you will be able to reap and reap the benefits of very soon. And then with the overall energy, it is the Three of Cups in reverse. This is basically showing me that your current situation is that you're very passionate about this energy, but there might be some like doubts or suspicions about whether it will work out or not. And to be honest, like the only thing that I'm seeing here is that these are very like light doubts and worries, like things that pop up on any decision. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, you do have this like burning energy that you are using to work towards your dreams. Okay, and then now pile two, for your advice on how to make your project successful, the Wheel of Fortune reverse came out again. And basically, the first thing that I heard was just keep on doing whatever you're doing because that's what you need to be doing. Continue to read up and do your research. Go through your plan like once in a while on a daily basis or like on a weekly basis, just to make sure that everything is going according to plan and everything is budgeted, or if anything needs to be adjusted for the new changes, to do that. But whatever you are doing is good. It is telling me to be careful about someone keeping an eye on the project, not necessarily involved in the project, but someone nearby that might be able to have access to the growth progress of the project. This might be like a boss. And I'm seeing a man, but it could be, yeah, I'm seeing mostly a man in terms of like the company project. And this could be like a boss or someone like slightly in a higher rank than you, but in the same department and not really like higher rank. I'm not sure how to explain that, but it's not like you've got your employee and then you've got your president, right? It's more of like it's kind of like you are like the highest level of the assistants in the department, right? And then they might be like a salary worker that works in the department, but they have like tenure or experience-based seniority, right? So it's kind of like that. Like it's not an official higher ranking, but there is definitely like a sense that they have a higher ranking in the office than you do. Yeah, so they might be keeping an eye out on the project just to see how it works out. But they do have like this sense of not really jealousy, but more of like, I don't want it to work out, or I hope this project doesn't work out, kind of like that. But right now they're just like observing, so just be careful of that one person. I wasn't seeing that much for the personal project, but there might be people around you in terms of like, shutting down your ideas or saying like, oh, it's not going to work out, or you probably shouldn't approach that person because they're not going to answer, things like that. So you just need to ignore those things. Yeah, and then with the overall energy for the advice coming out with the Five of Swords, again, it's this idea of backstabbing, right? So there's definitely like this person around you that is probably going to try to like stab you in the back and hurt you in some way, and that's going to end up hurting your project. But you need to I'm seeing this as a feeling of like taking out those swords that they're stabbing you with and using those to cut your ropes that are kind of holding you back in this position. What does that mean? I would say that means to like basically whatever manipulation that they're doing, don't let yourself be affected by it and actually use it like in like a reverse psychology almost. So whatever obstacle or challenge they throw at you, use it to your advantage. If someone is, putting you down or telling you that it's not going to work out, they're not going to answer like for your personal project, like, or something like that, then you want to take that and you want to deflect it back to them, being like, well, why wouldn't they take it? And be like, okay, well, if they don't take it, they don't take it, but I'm still gonna try, you know? So really holding your ground and catching them off guard no matter what manipulation they throw at you. And in terms of the personal project, it's more about overcoming those obstacles and challenges in the workplace. So they might try to sabotage your project by, I don't know, making it seem like a weak project or something like that. But you just need to pummel through the challenges by whoever objects to your project, like someone that's in a higher authority or someone that will actually be on the decision-making end of things, and they get distracted by this manipulation of this other person, then you need to just show them like a little bit of what they're concerned about. Ask them straight up, like, what are you concerned about? What's the part of the plan that's got you worried? And have like a proper discussion with them. Don't let these manipulations stop you and manipulate you how they want you to react, which is basically in like a desperate and crazy way of like fighting back. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I know it was a little bit shorter this time, but again, I just go with like my instinct of what I should be reading, how many cards I should be taking, and all of that stuff. So, yeah. So again, if you guys like the reading, please like, subscribe, notification bell, comment, or don't do anything, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed week. Bye. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So just like for the previous 2 piles, we are going to be taking a look at your shuffling energy, basically like to see what your character is like a little bit. When I was shuffling the deck to get in tune with your energy. So your bottom of the deck card is the Ace of Cups, and right off the bat I can feel you guys are very like floaty individuals, if that makes sense. Like you're kind of in your own world, in your own space. You guys do what you guys think is the right thing to do, whatever you guys want to do. You guys don't cross boundaries into like bad things. You might be a little bit rebellious, but not like evil or anything like that. Alhamdulillah. This is also showing me that you guys might be like a little bit very emotional and sensitive. You guys might be empaths and very gentle creatures, either in your looks and your appearance or in your actual personality. Okay, let's get started with the reading. We're going to take a look at what project you guys are currently working on, what's the situation with that project, and then advice. Okay, so pile 3, these are your cards for what project you guys are working on right now. The overall energy that I'm getting out of this is like you guys are working on some sort of like spiritual project or physical project. And I feel like I want to read this as a separate project. So for this might be one option for certain people, another option, and another option. So we'll do that. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Overall energies are 3 of Wands. So excuse me. So okay, so the project that you're working on is something that's almost like a death of yourself. So it's like you guys are killing something inside of yourself that no longer serves you and is no longer good for you. And you guys are transforming yourself. I'm getting a sense of choosing like religion or finding God. But yeah, there's this very strong energy of cutting something off from inside of you. And letting all of that blackness like outside and go. Okay, so now over here, we've got the Seven of Cups and the Emperor. You know what, actually? I think I'm going to read it all together as one option. Maybe this one is going to be separate, but this one and these two, I think, should be read together. Okay. So with the Seven of Cups, yeah, it feels like there's something that lit up in your soul, some sort of enlightenment that happened. And then with the Emperor, you're being shown the way and you're being guided to what the right path is. And you've got Strength, Page of Wands, Hangman, and Ace of Wands all in reverse. So yeah, there's this element of something that's infinite, something that's bound with time. And it's crowning you with innocence. It's opened your eyes, and again, there's this element of being aware of the truth. And you're letting things go and slowly reaching out to the area that you should be reaching out to. You'll be landing on your feet soon. And then with the Ace of Wands, this feels like a very cold and dark and shallow, isolated place that you guys are seeing the light through. It's like you were in this place and now you guys are moving out of it. Okay? And the second option for the project that you guys are working on is actually something more physical. So this feels more of like working on your body. And this is giving me like more about like correcting your posture, your mannerisms, your character. And then working on improving your physical figure and working out. Definitely resting well and taking like a lot of baths, maybe even like salt baths or cleansing baths. And then with the Seven of Swords, it's again this energy of feeling clean and free and airy. So maybe even spending time in nature a lot more. So yeah, there's definitely this stronger spiritual element, and then there's a stronger physical element. But in both cases, there is this awareness that you guys are being awakened or enlightened to. In this upper case, it's more of like something religious and finding the truth and God and the light that's going to bring you out of your darkness. And in this case, it's more about improving yourself into who you want to be. So an awareness of who you want to be, who you are, and how you can become who you want to be. Okay? Alright, so this is the portion of like the current situation of your project. Okay, so with the overall energy, I can definitely see that there is, again, this element of burning all bridges or burning all the things that you don't need. So currently, that's what you guys are doing. You're in the moment of basically clearing out everything that you don't need in your personality, in your life. You're cutting things out in your independent life. So not friends or family or things like that. Maybe that's part of the thing for some of you guys, but this is mostly about your internal cleansing. So Number one, I see you guys like decluttering a lot of the stuff that you own and have in your house. Setting up some like aromatherapeutic candles or incenses to cleanse the energy of your living space. Taking baths with like cleansing salts and stuff to cleanse your own self. And then also writing down some things in the diary to reflect upon, like, okay, what do I need to get rid of? Who do I want to become? How do I become that? And what's the first step? So that's what I'm seeing. Like, it's like a total spring cleaning of your own self. There are also like some of you guys are looking in the mirror and measuring and seeing like, okay, what areas do I need to tone up or, get rid of, and how can I do that with like healthy exercise? Some of you guys might be considering plastic surgery. Personally, I would not suggest that because it can have longer term effects and it's more expensive, but it is your choice at the end of the day. So I'm not going to encourage it, but that is my opinion on that. Okay, continuing on, so you've got the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and then the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So a lot of aces. And two of them are in reverse. One of them that showed up before in your previous, like what project you're working on in reverse is now here in the upright position. And you've got the Knight of Wands. So your overall reading has a lot of wands and pentacles. So again, it's this idea of physicalness, but also spiritualness, or thinking and thoughts and ideas. So the current situation of your project. Okay, well, first of all, the energy feels very like energetic and very focused and blunt. Especially with like this light coming through, it's like cutting through the clouds, right? And shining onto her. And then with this Ace of Cups coming out in reverse, it's almost giving me like a different feeling than lightness and floatiness and, really being in this romantic ideal space. It's giving me a very cut to the chase type of feeling, and that's exactly what you are doing right now. With the Ace of Pentacles, again, it's this idea of being focused and not letting anything distract you. And you can see like there's like a little bit of blood on her face. So even with that blood on her face, that could be her own. In your case, that it does seem like it's your own. She's not fazed by it, and she continues to keep her gaze and her focus on the main goal or intention, which is cutting out all the garbage from your life. And then with the Ace of Wands, it's this idea of, again, unlocking your true self and cleaning up your disheveledness. So there's a lot of like cleaning energy going on over here. Okay, so let's get some advice on how to make your project successful and all that stuff. Okay, so pile 3, for some reason, when I wanted to do your advice, I ended up cleansing the deck's energy. So I think that's just like a confirmation on, again, like that you guys need to cleanse your energy, cleanse your living spaces, things that you don't need to use anymore, don't need, declutter that, declutter your soul in terms of like what personality traits do you no longer need, what personality traits do you need and how to develop them, all that stuff. So now for the advice, we are getting 2 of Cups as your overall card, and then with the Death in reverse and the Ace of Cups as your detailed cards. I'm going to take a look at these, as this is for the people who want to be more spiritually, who are working on a more spiritual project, and this is for the ones who are working more on the physical project. So this Death card is basically pointing me to take control of your workouts, and it does have a sense of planning involved in here. So you need to write down what you need to eat in a day. So make a meal plan, your workout plan or your like exercise routine, how many hours you should be sleeping, what things you need to cut out from your diet or from your lifestyle, how many hours you should be walking or whatever. So you need to create like a whole plan to follow through with, and then you can follow through with that. Also, try to spend more time in like high energy locations naturally. So like gardens, I'm seeing something about roses, court gardens, like the traditional British type of gardens. Yeah, someplace with a lot of flowers would be actually quite helpful, and that actually might actually motivate you and inspire you to continue to follow your plan and do your workouts, because it'll be such a pretty place to work out. Okay. And then for the Ace of Cups, or this more spiritual people's project, is to really get in touch with yourself and to look deep within yourself about who you really are. How can you do that though? Okay, so take a look at the things that you like about what you are, and yeah, about what do you like about yourself or who you are, and then follow through with that. Go to the place that makes you enhance those features or builds on those features and highlights those features. And this ring almost feels like a mirror reflection, so it is definitely this advice of reflecting upon yourself. And I know it's repetitive of like the current situation, what you're doing right now, so basically like just keep on doing what you're doing, but rather than just focusing on cutting things out, I would suggest, well, the cards are saying to focus more on the things that you do like and that you do want to keep, and try to enhance those qualities. So work more positively rather than negatively. And yes, cutting out is a key part of processing, but at this point in time and moving forward, now you have to start focusing more on like the positive features of your personality and what you want to be and where you want to go. Okay? And then basically the advice is overall energy is the Two of Cups. So again, you can see like traces of like blood or something on her dress. So definitely there has been, basically now it's like this, the time period for cutting things out is over, and now it's like more about working with yourself. So the things that you do like about yourself, the things that work for you, you need to keep on building on those. And yeah, and I just noticed that this area in the back kind of looks like a cross. So again, like heading towards religion, maybe getting married. I'm not sure why that's coming out, but it could be because of the wedding dress, but marriage is, I don't know, there's a solution there. Maybe you guys have to convert to get married. I'm not sure, but there's definitely like an element of religion. So all this goodness that's like kind of tangled up in all of the darkness that you had, you've gotten rid of these brambles, and now you just need to focus on the enlightenment part and the positive parts. Okay? Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed your reading, and if you guys did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, or don't do anything, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed week. Bye!